There we go. Welcome everyone to the Ballinesian podcast, sponsored by Livasa Island Apparel. Put on for the culture. Catch the wave. www.livasaislandapparel.com. This is episode 63. Welcome. I am Lance Falitongo,
I'm Forrest Odell.
And I'm Mike Fiso.
and we're coming to discuss anything and everything that we've got going on: sports, media, news, anything that's going. Want to start with like some breaking news, or some breaking injury news. Joe Burrow this weekend strained his calf and is expected to miss several weeks of training camp. Right now,
Sucks.
right now, the latest that we've pulled up from Ian Rappaport is that no one is worried. No one in Cincinnati is worried about Joe Burrow missing week one, but they're definitely going to cautiously take him out of preseason and training camp. But definitely seeing that injury, it was a non-contact injury where he rolled out after patting the ball a couple times, and he just pulled up and eventually lifted his leg up and had to go down on the ground on the field, and then was carted off. So it was a really big injury to a really big time player in the league. And a lot of people are thinking how this is going to affect not only the team but their division, the conference. Forrest, when you saw him go down, what were your initial thoughts?
Yes. No,
Oh no!
Nah,
You don't like Joe Burrow?
No, I like Joe Burrow, but I like the Raiders better. And the Raiders are in the AFC, and so are the Bengals. But no, I mean, it's never fun to watch games without the top guys in there. So it would have been tough to watch a game where the backup is trying to get the ball to Jamar Chase, or we have to see Joe Mixon run 15 times in the first quarter. That's not going to be fun.
Throw.
Right. Their defense also probably isn't too well put together, so they're really going to need Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow, as young as he is, and not too many years in the league so far yet, but he's definitely one of the top quarterbacks in the league. So it would have been a boring season not to have him out there. It sucks. Glad that it's I guess you can say minor injury, and you can say that they're not worried and they're not scared about it. But if you're gonna leave him out for the rest of practices and the rest of preseason, those are the times that, I mean, even the starters need that time on the field, so they're not rusty when they get out there during regular season. So, I mean, it's not like he's gonna have a learning curve. He's been in the league a few times. We've seen what he can do. He's taken his team to the Super Bowl. So, speedy recovery. So we have a good season. So, we can all talk shit. And someone won't be like, well, we lost because Joe Burrow wasn't in there. Oh, okay.
The backup quarterbacks for the Cincinnati Bengals right now are Washington's Jake Browning and the former Broncos quarterback Trevor Siemian. So
Browning was good in high school.
Yeah, had a Folsom.
So yeah, definitely we've talked before about quarterbacks being very important to like the entertainment value of the league. Like when backup quarterbacks are in, it's really tough to watch. But Joe Burrow isn't just a starting quarterback; he's like a top 3-4 guy, and like the next one of the guys that's supposed to be able to battle Mahomes in the playoffs for the next decade. Mike, when you saw Burrow go down, what were your thoughts?
Initially, I was concerned because I recently experienced an injury very similar to this. I was just playing, playing basketball, took a random step, and my calf just felt like and I was like, oh my goodness. And then I played the rest of the game on it, and so really messed it up. I couldn't walk on it. But it felt like this is like a injury that has happened before, and it looked like he tweaked it again. So,
okay.
I would be concerned going into the season because it's something that could be easily re-aggravated because the calf you use that for almost every athletic play that you do as a football player. So I would be concerned going into the season. There was a report 3 hours ago. So today's Monday. So earlier today, Joe Burrow was seen walking through the locker room with the sleeve on his calf, but with zero limp. So I know they're going to be very cautious around it. I've also heard reports that Jake Browning got an arm and he's just throwing bombs at Jamar Chase in practice. So look for if Joe Burrow does go down, maybe fantasy wise, you want to pick up one of his backups, probably Jake Browning, one of UW's finest. Like, not really.
Was it one of Browning's cousins that put that report out?
For real, his mom.
Right.
What is how much do the wide receivers in Cincinnati's value, like as far as NFL production and fantasy, go down for you guys if Joe Burrow is not the quarterback?
I think they'll be able to produce regardless.
Oh
They
shit!
both,
Okay.
they both like. I'm just thinking T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Those two specifically,
Mhm.
I think that they can get open, and they can make hard catches, difficult passes, catches, whatever. What I'm really interested in is if Joe Burrow continues to stay injured, like or re-aggravate his calf, whatever. How does that affect his contract talks for the upcoming year? Because it's projected that he's going to be the highest paid quarterback ever. Like we keep having that conversation about, oh, he's the highest, he's the highest, he's the highest. But he's definitely deserves more than Justin Herbert, I think.
Yeah.
But if he can't stay healthy, how does that affect how much he earns? I would imagine he gets a little less, but still becomes the highest paid quarterback, but not as much more than Herbert as we expected.
Yeah, I think it flattens his trajectory just a little bit, but still, the Bengals have been actually saving up to pay Joe Burrow. Like they sold the rights to their stadium, like the naming rights to their stadium for the first time in franchise history. They're making cuts, like they actually have to have, I guess, most of the capital on hand to put in to like a holding account when these big contracts get made. And they've literally been preparing for this moment to pay Joe Burrow. So maybe this does help them save a few, million over the course of the contract. But yeah, I think he's still going to set the record. This guy is top of the league in accuracy. He's taken his team to the Super Bowl already, twice to the AFC Championship. That the Bengals used to suck, like, and then they got good a little bit. Carson Palmer, Chad Ochocinco, and then they sucked for a long time again. And now they're in the Super Bowl. So, and that's just because they drafted Joe Burrow. What pick was he? Was he the first round pick or the first overall pick?
No, I think he was like 2.
No, who is?
Did they take Chase Young? See, now I gotta look this up.
Yeah.
It'd be dope if this show was sponsored by Jackpot Gummies or the Nectar Regatta that I go to at least once a week.
Oh no, he was the first round.
First overall?
Yep, in 2020.
Oh, and that was the year that Herbert and Tua Tagovailoa also got picked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then those guys, Herbert just got his extension.
Tua just got the extension to his sleeve.
So it was confirmed in practice. They got pictures of it. Full arm sleeve down the right side for this guy. So super season for Tua is loading. Make sure to their offense is crazy, like fluid motion.
Pieces.
And also the speed pieces, right? They got 2 of the fastest receivers in the NFL, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and then they're adding running backs who are fast, Devin Achane. They got Raheem Mostert.
Maybe Delvin Cook.
Oh, maybe Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook was at Jets practice, I think today or yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah.
This is 50 milligrams of Huckleberry Sativa Jackpot single.
Nice.
I tried it.
50 bomb.
Bro,
Right.
I did 100 milligrams the other day, and I fucking 2 hours later, I was holding on to the freaking edge of the earth, trying not to fall off. I was like, oh, okay, nope. 50 to 70.
Did you not believe Gabriel when he took that 100
Bro, shout out G
milligrams?
Baby. That shit was wild. And then he went knocked out. I was like, yep, that's
He
a
was done. He
full
was
ass edible.
done.
Excuse me. Um, the Dolphins in the AFC East. Tua Tagovailoa probably not going to get a super mega extension. I don't think that's
No,
in the works for him right now. Not like
I don't
this.
think so.
These other guys are getting.
Injury history, I wouldn't offer him one.
So
What
what
if he has
is?
an MVP season? What if
That's
he
what I'm
becomes
saying.
MVP? I
No,
think he could do it. I think it's possible.
I wouldn't give it to him anymore. He's one flick to the head from what I mean, being out of the league.
Yo,
No,
if
his
Joe
neck is
Burrow,
thicker though.
it's thicker now because the scar tissue continues to build up each time he gets
Right.
hurt. If Joe Burrow is gonna lose millions for this calf strain, Tua Tagovailoa just as far as contract negotiations, it's hard to
Oh, he loses money.
argue like someone who's missed so much time and has that injury history. Um, do you think head injuries and calf injuries are the same like re-injury rate, or are heads more damageable, re-damageable?
I think it's easier to re-injure your calf just because of the usage of the calf, but it's more dangerous to be re-injured in the head.
Yeah, that's a
You
good
know?
point.
I would
Yeah.
agree with that.
I say okay. So if this was, Mike mentioned that Joe Burrow has injured this calf before, and this probably was like hurting it again, and there's possibility to re-aggravate. Are you guys more worried about an old injury or a new injury, like something that they recovered from and they're getting hurt with again, or something that's just totally out of the blue?
Well,
I'd
if it's
probably like
something,
a recurring injury for me.
because you haven't seen anything else from him really. So, I mean, what you're worried about now is him just re-injuring the one that he has now. What you don't want though is to him not recover fully and it get worse, not just re-injuring it, but that turn into a much worse injury than it is already now.
Oh, trying to play on a 80% calf
Yeah,
and it tearing instead of straining.
right.
Yeah.
So,
Ugh.
yeah.
Okay. What would you guys do if you were Joe Burrow? Like not play until you got the contract signed?
Nah, he's too much of a competitor.
Yeah.
Like he knows he's paid. I don't even think he gives a fuck about money like that, really.
Yeah.
I think
He
he
just
just
wants
wants
to
a
win.
Super Bowl above all else. So if they give him less money, he'll just be like, whatever.
I mean, if you're asking if I'm Joe Burrow, yeah, I ain't no bitch. Give me the ball. Give me my cleats. I ain't no bitch.
What if you tear your calf in week 1 and you never get the contract?
Well, I'm gonna make sure
Hey, y'all, I don't give a fuck. Just get me back down on the field. That's crazy.
What's also scary though is because, like Mike said, it looks like something he re-injured, and it's never been reported that he had a calf injury. So if he injured it like outside of football activities, like the drama going on
Oh
in
my
Buffalo,
god.
so like now I wonder if they're threatening to so Himes,
Indeed.
who's in Buffalo,
Oh,
he's in
Naheem.
Buffalo. Yep, Naeem Himes who's in Buffalo. He got injured, pre-injury, he said, during a jet ski accident.
Yeah,
I don't
someone drove a jet ski
right,
over him or something, like hit
which
him.
isn't his fault. Right. Like I mean that, but now
that's crazy.
I think Buffalo's threatening to take money from him or restructure a contract, or so now they're in a contract dispute because he got injured outside of football.
Yeah.
From team activities.
There's another running back situation where the team is also looking at withholding salary due to an outside of football quote unquote injury. Jonathan Taylor for the Indianapolis Colts had a talk with the owner of the Indianapolis Colts, Jim Irsay, and after that talk, his trade request became public, and he wants out of the team. He's like, I'm not sticking around. You guys don't want to. Is it because they're not going to pay him? And the owner has publicly said, we're not trading or extending Jonathan Taylor. There's also Jonathan Taylor's agent got involved and retweeted a post from that quote from Jim Irsay about, these players are negotiating in bad faith. We can't really pay running backs like that. And the agent was like, bad faith is not paying your best offensive player. Like, you're not paying him just because the market allows you not to,
Right.
not because you don't think he's worthy, because they've said he's worth it. They just don't have to pay it. So when Jonathan Taylor reported to camp, Adam Schefter reported that a source said Jonathan Taylor is reporting a back injury, and the Colts believe this back injury is not related to football, so they could put him on the NFI, non-football injury list, which would withhold his salary. To which Jonathan Taylor then quickly responded, never reported any back pain, never had any back pain, don't know who your sources are, but you need to get some new ones. What the hell is happening?
Man, before we get Adam Schefter, all those dudes like him, I think are trouble. I know it's their job to get this news out, like exclusive news, but what was it, the Kobe thing that I forgot what it was that he reported early, but he did like a shitty job of it, and he ended up backtracking something and having to apologize. But yeah, guys like that, I don't know. I know it's their job, but they irritate the fuck out of me. But would you want to play for an owner who came out and said stuff like that?
No.
You did. You know what I mean? We don't even know if Jonathan Taylor, what he's asking for. Like, of course, he's asking to get paid, or like what the issue. But Jim Irsay sounds like one of those dudes, old rich white dude. That's what it sounds like. Old rich white dude. You go out there and play for him. Go out there and run, boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's the last thing I would want to play for. And I think that's going to be damaging to the organization as a whole from now on moving forward. Who would want to come play for you? Like, really?
It's a bad look if you're
super shitty. And again, yes, you don't have to pay him, but without Jonathan Taylor these past 2 seasons, you have no offense at all. I don't care what the stats say. That man did everything for your team. Sometimes when you thought they were down, he literally ran them back into the game. So I feel Jonathan Taylor, man. I hope he gets something better out of it.
Yeah, I think also we need to remember Jim Irsay is kind of out there. Like, he's kind of outspoken. He's also
he always has something to say.
Kind of looks drunk half the time.
All the time,
like and ready to just like talk crazy shit. But
right,
this is weird.
Oh my gosh,
to see this fight between the owner and their best player.
Jim Irsay is a hypocrite, bro.
Yeah, talk about it.
Can we talk about first of all, let's go back a couple years to when the star player of the Indianapolis Colts, Andrew Luck, didn't want to play football anymore, right? And so he fucking retired. And the Indianapolis Colts didn't have to pay him his salary, but still chose to pay him $26 million to as he left as a fucking thank you for everything you did for going fucking 4-4 in the playoffs. Only in 2014 did he play 3 playoff games and then he lost. So he's a hypocrite, 1 for that. 2, today Zach Moss broke his arm. The only rusher on the Indianapolis Colts with over 100 carries right now is Gardner Minshew.
Oh.
This is the same owner who hired his homeboy to be the coach last year, Jeff Saturday. This guy is not making good decisions. And if I was anyone else in the Colts organization, I would have a serious discussion with this man because he's ruining your team. The Colts aren't going to be good for the next 5 to 6 years if they fuck this shit up.
What was the Clippers owner a few years ago that they had to force out of ownership?
Oh yeah, Donald Sterling.
Yeah.
That's what it's sounding like.
No, I don't think it's that bad. I think Irsay just thinks he knows how football should work, and you got to do it like this, or the market says this, or this is what a winning team is. but I don't know. Maybe the market, the league has changed. I don't think he's like super racist. Fucking, what was it? What was Donald Sterling?
I don't know. He was bad though.
He
Like,
got in
and
trouble because his girlfriend, I think she was like an Asian lady, and he was saying some out of pocket shit about
yeah,
black
He was
people
like,
to
"Look,
her.
you can be with them, you can date them, you can have sex with them. Just don't bring them to my games." I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, what? So weird." It's like,
I can't
Yep.
help it. They're on the team.
Wild, bro. Like, the owner of the Knicks, Dolan, that fool's wild too. Like, he shouldn't be an owner.
James Dolan.
Yeah, yeah, fool.
Owns Madison Square Garden.
That's
Yeah,
what it is. Yeah,
I there's a bunch of teams that have like chants during the games that are like "Sell the team, sell the team." I know I've seen it with the A's recently. He's saying like the Knicks fans be doing that sometimes. Like I've heard stories about
yeah,
James Dolan and like just using the Madison Square Garden and the team as like his personal band's advertising system or
yeah.
some shit, or
Exactly.
making weird business moves. But what makes James Dolan like a bad owner? He kicked out Charles Oakley.
That too, bro. Charles Oakley's a New York Knicks staple. You can't do that, man. Not Oak, dog. That's LeBron's dad. Nah.
Well, what is yeah like what? So he's just disrespectful to the fans. He doesn't put a good product out.
No, also they have like tons of complaints about him, like being a dick to like fans, like just because he can. So no,
Oh, entitled like him as a person
yeah.
is like entitled and
And
pricky.
the Knicks have been shitty for a long time, so I mean, gotta be ownership.
Yo, yeah, if you cycle through players, coaches, systems, trainers, and you still suck, it
Yeah,
might be the person in charge.
yeah, right,
In charge of everything.
exactly.
Here's a story to like demonstrate how much of a dick this guy is. Uh, when Michael Jordan was trying to sell his stake in the Hornets,
Oh,
he
yep,
was he was the only person who said no out of
right,
all the owners. They were like, "Yeah, of
Oh,
course,
yeah.
go for it, Michael." James Dolan's like, "Fuck that! I
Oh
hate you, Michael
no,
Jordan."
right? You can't sell shit.
because of a personal beef or something? He just said, no,
Yes.
fuck you.
He's an
Oh my
asshole.
god. Why weird? Why are people weird like that? Some people just want the world and leagues and everything to work out for them
Amen.
in their favor. Chill out. All right. So yeah, Joe Burrow injured his calf and should be ready for week 1. Any other camp notes? Have you guys been seeing anything pop up as far as
Not
Seahawks, Raiders camp?
not as significant, and plus his team's not probably going to be that good this year. But Jalen Ramsey being out that long, you know what I mean? That's a dude who's always in the news during the league. He
Mhm.
talks a lot of shit, of course, but he's been able to back it up most of the time. So that's going to be tough for the Rams because I mean, if you look at them on paper, they're not too good on paper. So
He got traded to the Dolphins.
He's a
oh,
Dolphins.
even worse now. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
their DBs aren't that great.
Yeah, and they
He's
were
the number
Xavier
one
backing.
Howard?
rated corner in Madden somehow.
Wait, what?
Oh, what?
Jalen Ramsey, yeah, look at that. I was like, what the fuck? He's
Oh, I
not that
thought
That's
good,
weird. That's
I
some
thought
legacy
Sauce had
shit.
passed them up already.
right?
I think. I mean, I haven't seen the top 100. I don't know if they put that out yet. Voted on by the players, the NFL top 100 list.
Yeah, I think they're in like the 40s right now.
I feel like Sauce Gardner jumped way up there real
Yeah.
fast. Like people realize, oh, this kid's a monster. He's 6'5", fast, long, good like coverage, good reads, and can make it happen on the field. So much that they're not even, throwing to him, right? You got
Right.
Tariq Woolen, who is how tall is Tariq Woolen? 6'4", 6'5"?
6'4",
That's the new corner, man.
4.2, runs a 4.27, 4.28 or some
hella
shit.
fast.
Oh, that's
That's-
so crazy.
That's the new corner build.
But those two were the AFC and NFC defensive rookie of the years, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and they've already jumped up into like that veteran ranking territory. Like I don't think Jalen Ramsey is the best cornerback
Right.
they
have,
in the league anymore.
They say he's a 97 in Madden. And then it's Jair Alexander, Pat Surtain, Marlon Humphrey, Sauce,
Patrick Chains, nice. I like that for
Darius Slay at 6, Gilmore at 7,
Uh-huh.
Damn,
Tre'Davious White.
Gilmore still up there? That's crazy.
I
You
know,
got-
right? I'm like, is he about to retire?
I mean,
I think that's just an
Man.
algorithm kind of thing where
well, hey, I know Tua's ahead of Trevor Lawrence.
nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is Tua's ratings? What is his injury rating? I need to know.
It's a 10.
No,
10.
I don't think they put anybody like below 90. Like right, like 90 is bad.
They got
But-
two at 82 in the NFL's top 100 players list. At least he's in
Oh
the top
right,
100.
yeah. He
Yeah,
made
he's top
he made
100.
the top 100 list. I think this is his first year though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Congrats to a man whose little brother was reportedly offered $1.5 million to transfer from Maryland to a SEC school, but turned it down.
There was a lot of people in Hawaii that had the thought that Talil was going to be better than Tua when he got to the league. So we'll see. A lot of people in Hawaii were thinking Talil was going to be better than Tua.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they and then they moved to Alabama, right? And
They
then-
moved, but he was done. He played his last year at Couple A, and then they moved to Bama. Actually, no, he played his last year in Bama. You're right. And then he committed to Bama, stayed for a year, and then when Bryce Young came in, he had seen the writing on the wall, and he decided to transfer over to Maryland,
I'm gonna
which
go.
worked out for him. Yeah, he said, "Hey, man,
I'm gonna go actually play.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to watch Bryce Young my whole career. I'm gonna go play."
Oh,
So, but if you check his numbers, he's doing really good at Maryland. You know,
yeah.
really good quarterback. And I wonder what SEC team asked him to come back into the SEC. That's interesting. And a mill? I
What
don't think
is-
that good.
I think it was supposed to be some sort of NIL deal. How does that work with like big money schools that can kind of is that like paying for players?
No, because it's not coming from the actual school. So they have like trust with
Right,
the school.
but is it coming from the
I
actual
mean,
school?
That's how it's set up.
It doesn't need to be, so I'll just throw it in the LLC.
Right. You say,
And
hey,
you
man,
can get paid by the Terpaderps Society or
something
something
like that. You know?
Our famous alumni over here who really loves football,
Yeah.
he'll hook you up.
But it definitely feels like a weird gray area where it's going to be pay for play. And if anything is pay for play, you start to see the disparities and the people that got deep pockets start getting the good players.
It's crazy to think how far we've come in that part of the sports world college. I mean, they made a movie about it. I don't know. You guys remember Blue Chips?
Mm.
Shaq?
Shaq, Penny, what's his name? Matt Nover from Indiana. They had some ballers in that movie. But, I mean, the premise was people getting paid to play ball. I mean, then you had guys like Reggie Bush having to give up his Heisman. You have schools having to vacate a whole championship or a whole season of wins for this, and now the money's just getting thrown around. Like kids are going to school with we'll call them endorsement deals. Kids are getting endorsement deals. Nico Maliabo, hey, more ups to him and his family for securing that bag and him getting to go to Tennessee and play. His deal is supposed to be a little bit over 8 million, is what they're saying. So, yeah, wow, that's crazy.
Yo, that's dope to be able to take care of your family, like whether they're dealing with whatever's going on, or just be able to provide housing and
and still be able to go to college, and like have the experience in college. That's cool.
Yeah, but now it's also like kind of a job, right? You got to go there, complete, focus on.
You got to do appearances now too. You got commercials if the people who are paying you are a company that does commercials.
Yeah,
it's a job now.
Do you think it adds more pressure, or do you think it takes away some pressure? Because I'm thinking if I got the money, I don't really need to, I guess, toe the line or do everything by the book to get into the NFL. Because everyone's like, okay, I gotta, I don't know, uh, game the system or go to practice every day, focus on everything, but also go to school, but also do extra, credit stuff, also do extra work.
I mean, the hope is that the money that you're getting, which is probably not, but the hope is that all of that money is also tied to all that stuff. Like you still have to go do that in order to get this money. Like it's in the contract that they signed, the NIL contracts that they signed.
I think that,
Hopefully, there's
yeah,
stipulations in there where you have to keep your grade point average up. Nothing crazy like you have to go to like, you know what I mean? Like you said, extra credit stuff. No, I mean, as long as you keep your grades going, you have to be at a certain level, just like keeping your scholarship, because you still have to keep your scholarship up too. But again, like who really thinks about that now that you're getting paid $8 million? So the money has to be tied to your academics as well. That's the only way it's going to work.
I think it probably should be. I don't know if it is. I think
Yeah,
it's just like we'll pay you to be able to, use you for endorsements or to use you in a video game or something like
was
that.
just was it last week? I think Congress is starting to pass out bills and laws to regulate NIL stuff. And I know the first one of the first things that they passed was that they can back out of their NIL deal now. So
If you don't want to do it, you don't have to
yeah,
stick with it.
you can back out of your NIL deal, and then I know they're trying to make stipulations for just in case it goes crazy. Like you said earlier, the richer schools are probably gonna have like their top pick, like because I'm a Notre Dame fan, so Notre Dame had the number one defensive end committed to them for almost a whole year last year, and then right towards the end, Alabama came in, offered him some money. It's a story. I'm not, and so he switched his commitment over to Alabama. They also had a safety, Peyton Bowen, who was the top safety in the country, committed about the same time, like the whole year. Come time, his was a little sketchier though because he decided to commits to Oregon and didn't sign his letter of intent the day signing period, but he decommitted from Notre Dame that day and pledged his commitment to Oregon. Didn't sign his paper, didn't send it in. Next day, he committed to Oklahoma, and then it took a while for them to get his papers. And everybody's saying, "Oh, he's gonna flip back over to Oregon," but no, he's at Oklahoma now. So I
And that
mean,
was for more money, or
more money. That's what they say, more money. So you can't really fault some of these kids, like you said earlier,
yeah.
Lance, because I mean, you don't know these kids' situations, their family situations. It's a lot of money that they're being more money they've ever seen in their life, put collectively with their family. So if you're gonna offer some of these kids stuff like that and still have a chance to play uh at a Power 5 school and be a starter, I mean, it's hard to
Oh
say
man,
no. It's hard to
Power
say no.
Power Five. The Pac-12 is disintegrating.
There. I mean, there are. I I love the Pac-12, man. I grew up a Pac-10 fan.
Yeah.
Arizona basketball, USC football. Marcus Smith. Ton of reasons why. All of us also lived on the West Coast, so we got to watch those teams. I think it's sad. I mean, but for the conferences, like it's weird though. Like I always thought that conferences were built because of the regions they were in. So now we're gonna have SC playing in Big Ten country, which is like up north, and then they're talking about if anything, Tulane was trying to come into the Pac-12.
Where's
So that
Tulane?
uh
Mississippi?
Alabama, I think it's in Alabama.
Oh my
So
goodness.
like it's crazy. I think one school that would benefit from the Pac-12 looking for schools is University of Hawaii, who's on the come up. Uh, that'd be nice. I mean, because they went from the WAC to the Mountain West, uh, which is also crazy to me because there's teams from the Pac-10, Pac-12 trying to jump to the Mountain West. When did the Mountain West become better than the Pac-12?
The Pac-9. USC, UCLA is about to leave and head for the Pac-10 next year, and then Colorado just discussed that they are leaving.
Colorado, yeah, they're going to no, they're leaving. They accepted the invitation to go to the Big 12. that's also a whole nother situation because Dion's
That's
coming there. I mean,
right.
that's whack, man. If I'm playing the Pac-12, I'm coaching in it. I'm part of the Pac-12.
I-
Fuck you, Colorado.
That's the same thing Lincoln Riley did, right? His first year in, they were like, "Oh, by the way, us and UCLA are leaving in
Right? Hey,
2 years." They're like,
we'll,
"Oh,
we'll
I know
stay
we signed
here.
him over here, but he really likes it over there, so we going
Right,
over there." A bunch of different teams are crisscrossing. Yeah, it's definitely weird. I also thought the conferences were, regional,
right,
and
right.
also my sister pointed out something about it being the travel for the students. Like
That's why.
instead
That's
of
why. Yeah.
going,
So your home
time
games are
hours.
and yeah. But also Oregon is also waiting for an invitation from the Big Ten. So
Yeah, I think Oregon is the next
yeah.
piece that can fall.
Mhm.
Where's Gonzaga? Is Gonzaga part
West
of
Coast
the
Conference.
West Coast Conference,
So
the?
we play like St. Mary's, LMU,
Mhm.
Loyola,
which is
like all
cool
the
because
private schools, and we just be whooping their
yeah,
ass.
Are
they're all
those
basketball schools too.
are
So
those up and down the West Coast?
Yeah, a lot in California.
St. Mary's is in California. Loyola's in California. Loyola's in the hood.
LMU, I believe, is in California
Yeah,
too.
Loyola Marymount. They're
San
in the hood.
Francisco University.
Nice.
We also play BYU, and they're in Utah.
They're in the Big
Utah,
12 now too. That's funny. That's crazy that Utah's in the
BY,
Big 12.
BY.
Yeah.
Oh, Utah. Wait,
Yeah.
what?
I'll be BYU.
What is happening? There's so
Right.
much. Uh,
Just shaking everything up.
yeah.
Right.
What for? What is the reason?
Money as well, I guess.
TV deals,
TV deals.
entertainment, like
Uh,
entertaining matchups.
Also the NCAA with their new all the playoffs. I mean, your chances of getting into the playoffs, strength of schedule is always better suited when you're in a again Power 5 conference. So you know,
Yeah, I mean, US. I feel like USC over the past couple of years has had to kind of scrape through the Pac-12 and sometimes losing to Stanford, losing to Utah,
right.
But also, whenever USC would play a team out of conference, they would get smacked. Like Alabama, or sometimes we'd have to travel to freaking Notre Dame and get beat there. And then it's usually towards the end of the season, or sometimes even at the beginning, where it feels like, okay, the season's over. But so, and now, even last year with Caleb Williams, Zeke Riley, they're not good enough to win and get to the playoffs, to get to the championship, the national playoffs.
That was their
Um,
defense, though. Their defense was horrendous.
I mean, yeah, their offense looked, good enough to move the ball and put up points, but at times when another defense was good enough to kind of go toe to toe with them, it was, sometimes they didn't pull through the way that you're expected to when you're,
Yeah,
USC. But now that they're going to, a conference with better overall teams, maybe it becomes like each week is more valuable in the voting system, and with each win, now they'll be ranked higher and they'll be able to kind of roll that into these games where before they would lose, but now they kind of know what it takes to play at a conference
definitely.
within their conference. I don't know.
Think of all the schools that would have been. Well, I mean, they still have to be better than they are, but uh, region wise, I like Washington. Washington State would be the more logical choice to move over to the Big Ten because just they're up north already, and I don't know, maybe it's easier to travel that way.
It's like being a northern team. What
Yeah,
other? Oh, because Chicago. What are
a
the
lot
teams in the
of
Big Ten or the 12?
Minnesota, Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State.
Great Lakes area.
Yeah, Great Lakes area. So if you had to pick one team,
Cold.
if you had to pick one team to join the Pac-12 to make them better or more attractive, what college would you pick?
Oh, one of the like free agent colleges, or I would try to steal some of these another like disgruntled almost big time college. Like maybe not the Alabama, but the Tennessee, the Georgia. Nah, Georgia's too like ingrained. But if you
No.
could get a Georgia to
Oh,
be
definitely.
in the Pac-12, that's I think a lot better than trying to find an up and comer like UH or I don't
Well, I'm
know,
hearing a lot
Fresno,
about San Diego State is probably at the top of the list right now because
San Diego's. Yep.
they've been pretty steady with a winning record these past few years. I think for any conference though that's looking to add something big to their conference because they don't have a conference yet and they've been independent this whole time they've been in football would be Notre Dame. And they've just been playing a lot of like their if you would give them a home schedule these past few years, it would be like the ACC because they play
Yeah.
Clemson, North Carolina. They play a lot of teams on that coast. But if if the Pac-12 could pull it off, that'd be big for them.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to go from the ACC, from the ACC
ASS.
opponents
Uh-huh.
to the
Please.
Pac-12 opponents,
Yeah,
especially
ACC
now that USC, UCLA, and now Colorado is missing.
If ACC had a team, man, that'd be crazy.
Hey, man, we do home and aways to American Samoa Community College. Go Chiefs! Mike, if you had to add one team to the Pac-12,
Eastern Washington.
Eastern Washington.
oh, them Eagles.
They're not even division. I think they're D1, 2A or some shit.
Yeah,
They put people in the league, man.
they
Like
do. Cooper Cup,
Cooper Cup, Kendrick Bourne,
Kendrick
Kendrick
Bourne.
Bourne.
Mike Roos, who was a guard for the Vikings, I think.
Yep.
And their stadium's named after that guy. So, like, they definitely get talent coming through there. They usually have a decent record, and sometimes they play like UW or Wazoo, and they go toe to toe with them. So,
Nice. Hell
why
yeah.
not?
Shout out to my
Eastern
niece Oriana.
Washington.
She's a alumni of Eastern Washington.
There you go.
My niece loved it out there.
Wait, sorry, you said Eastern Washington?
Yeah, my niece went to. She was out
Nice.
there in Chinny. She went there.
Shout out to her. Shout
Yeah.
out to college.
I also like San Diego State. I think that would be a tough
I think
one.
that's the logical answer right now for them.
Yeah, that's pretty
they're
big.
in California. They've been winning these past few years. So San Diego State, I know San Jose State, they're going to be considered as well, just because of the area they're in.
Their punter was not. He got off the hook, right?
Hey, he's not a rapist.
He's like, I was just watching. I was just in the room.
That might be worse than
I know, right?
that might be worse.
Okay, I actually don't
No, I
know
know,
what
I know.
what the
But,
things are, but
yeah.
it was I don't know how he got off. How he got off.
I hope he's getting paid.
Voyeurism.
Got off like this.
He's like in the yeah, but so according to the findings, he is not a part of the sexual assault or the rape that happened at San Diego State.
Man, I wonder if he got paid for all that slander. Like someone had to apology. I don't know.
He got kicked out of the league, right?
Yeah.
Or blackballed
he got
out of the
drafted
league.
by the
they
Bills.
cut him. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
Like,
cut him.
nah, dog.
He got
done.
drafted. The punter. That doesn't happen, right?
Hey,
Usually they're undrafted free agents.
You just put like what round was it too? It wasn't like in the last round either. It was
like
like
5 or 6.
something like that.
I'll
It
say
was
fifth.
like
But a source close to not close to the situation, but in the vicinity, said that he's a creep. So
go either way.
it's believable. That's probably why this story like had so much traction, because everyone's like, "Oh, that guy." Like, I don't know if you guys have seen
I can see it.
Blue Mountain State. Remember, their kicker was weird.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's how all kickers are, but
The kickers are the weirdos.
he's definitely suing the lady who accused him.
I mean, that's millions. I mean, right? That's millions of dollars. That's your
that he
career.
lost. Yep.
Everyone now knows you as the guy the rapist punter. Yeah, and if he really wasn't involved, then that's definitely something that
Right.
Future
I'd be
pursuit,
suing.
but you're not
I'd be
getting
suing the
millions.
Bills.
You're not getting your $1 million contract replaced by some person. Like,
Yeah, like who is she gonna pay you? Who's gonna
Yeah,
pay
yeah,
you?
exactly. I'm suing the Bills.
no one's paying you unless you have
Sue
like
the
an
news
insurance.
outlets or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um. Okay. The
But
Polyfest.
Yes, sir.
coming up.
Saturday, August 8th or August 5th. Uh, where is it? Auburn Outlet Malls.
Auburn Outlet
Yes.
Malls.
I'm so
Yeah.
ready. There are going to be artists. There are going to be vendors. There are going to be musical shows. They got a second stage. That's how
Ooh.
big this thing is growing. Definitely excited to be there, to hang out with you guys, to have the food. Um, yeah, I think that's going to be one of the probably biggest pieces of content that I'm thinking of for Saturday is trying and taking videos of as much food when we're there. So
Maybe Uso Keithley.
yeah, be ready to eat. Be ready to give your uh takes on how things are tasting. I'm sure there are going to be a bunch of awesome vendors out there. Um, yeah,
Shout out
so
King Five putting it on for the Polyfest. Y'all
nice.
seen
Yeah.
those? So they had that video of that you shared in our group chat of what's his name? Terry? Is that his name?
Yep, Terry.
Terry having the kava sesh with the
Kalapu
tokos.
Northwest. Yeah.
Yeah, and then another segment on King Five had a little video about like all the other kind of food that they'll be having at the Polyfest. So I think they had some like ginger
Yeah.
chicken, mac salad, rice, some otai. Otai that was provided by Otai Kingdom, which is the one I've been shouting out the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
Will
they do the
also be at
best.
the they'll be at the Polyfest as well. And theirs is
Okay.
dairy free, which I really enjoy
Oh,
Yeah,
as a
nice.
lactose intolerant fool. Um, so super excited to be there. Can't wait. Definitely make sure you guys wear suntan lotion. And well, I was just like cover up, man, because it can get hot really fast and that can
It's
kind of
in
kill your appetite.
Oh, okay. The outlet mall parking lot, right? So
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, it could probably get hot out there. I'm sure there's tents and stuff for the vendors, but probably not a lot of shaded area as far as, people walking around. So yeah, definitely sunscreen if you can. I don't know if they allow tents or
I
umbrellas,
know
chairs.
they do allow chairs. I know there was a lot of people who brought their own chairs ready for the concert last year. They do have like a tented area, like because they have tables there where you can get your food and go eat, but that's also limited space. So um, yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Shout out to I know Mark was just talking about the second segment of King Five. That was Jesse and his family on talking about
Nice.
Polyfest. Him and his wife Victoria. They are the proud owners of Emerald Dynasty. They're the ones putting on the Polyfest. They've been doing it for I want to say 4 to 5 years now, and it's gotten bigger every time. Um, this one's going to be really big. Like I said, 2 stages. So many good artists are going to be there. The food, if it's anything like last year, is going to be really good again. Old type, like you just shouted out the guys from Old Type Kingdom. That my sister, like she has their contact number, so they usually contact her when they're gonna be somewhere, and she goes, she gets like the big jugs and takes it
Yeah,
home.
no, I'm a big fan. I've gotten like
Yeah,
the 5 gallon ones,
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah,
gallon. They
yeah,
cater my party sometimes. I'm
yeah.
very tuned in with
They
these.
have the smaller ones that they sell there that you can just drink. I think they're like I want to say it's a 12-ounce little bottle or
Yeah.
maybe 8 ounce. So they're really good. Last year I think Big Island Poke was there. That's where me and Cepho got some food from when we were there 2 years ago. It was really good food. But also the vendors, there's gonna be a lot of vendors there. Last year they had a lot of clothes there. There was some people selling their books. Like there was authors there that had their tents up, selling their books. There was some Polynesian biker clubs there, which was cool to see.
Nice.
Wearing their colors. That was pretty dope. So yeah, I got an email. So hopefully when we get there, I'm gonna check in and I'll get that media pass again, take some photos backstage with everybody. So
Hey, you got extra cameras?
I'm trying to get
Just bring your
another
iPhone,
camera.
brother.
That's true. That's true.
No, I got like an iPhone X. It's super outdated. I only have one camera lens on the back of my phone. Oh my gosh.
What? You need 2, brother.
At least 2, right? Now they got the 3, the 4 camera lens phones. I'm like, damn, how? I need to get one of those. As much video production, video taking, photos I do, I need a newer, lot more data on my phone because I'm like I have 64 gigabytes on
pushing that.
I'm at 63.4 and it's fucking falling apart. The operating system is forgetting how to do shit. It's dumping RAM. It's just like apps are glitching out. I can't like do stuff. It's like you don't have enough space to do that, and I'm like just deleting. I'm trying to pick which videos of my daughter are worth like. Oh, I could just send that one away. I've already got
Upload it to the
enough
computer.
pictures.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to. I try to just put them all on Dropbox, but Dropbox won't take the videos, which is I want to say a majority of the storage on my phone, like videos of the kid.
Yeah.
But it'll take all the photos, so I need to figure something
Send
out.
it to the cloud.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
in the cloud.
The last like 2 or 3 weeks, my computer hard drive has been doing the same thing, where it's like, hey, your C drive is full. You need to like delete some stuff or send some stuff out. And I've been like on YouTube, like okay, step by step on the C drive stuff. It's like go into the run program, delete all the temp files, percentage, TEMP, percentage. It'll pull up this. You delete this folder, you do this. Refresh. That should give you like another gig or 2. Delete these apps. That should give you I did all that shit. Nothing happened. Like I maybe freed up 2 gigabytes of space and it was still like in the red, like full bar storage. It's like just in the red. I ended up combing through my desktop folders and I had a 53 gigabyte folder of just like side video clips that I've taken for the podcast, and it just like auto saved into this little folder. Yeah. But it was like it was inside, it was a couple layers deep on my desktop in a folder, but it was just a copy. It was just a bunch of copies of videos that we don't need anymore or don't need to use actively. I deleted that shit, and it's like 40% of my C drive is back on, and I have computing abilities again.
Is that what we call those videos in hidden folders now?
Oh, no, it wasn't those.
We're already here, so I'm gonna tell these stories. When I was working at ASPA, and I had to go and so for everybody who doesn't know, I worked for ASPA, which is the American Samoa Power Authority in American Samoa, as a computer tech 1. So when I have to go, like I get all these calls like, "Hey, Charlie, my computer's slow. Now you come check it out." I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." You're looking and you're wondering too, and so like these fools be trying to be slick. So anybody that knows basic computers, you're not supposed to store anything where you operate whatever drive your operating system is in. Don't store anything in that drive because you're going to take up space. The operating system alone takes up so much space that it needs the extra space to operate. But they would try to hide things. So we go in there and sure enough, we find these videos of things you're not supposed to be having on your work computer. Not
on the work computer.
And then you're like, said I'm going to delete this. They're like, oh yeah, I don't even know.
oh yeah. Yeah, do what you gotta do, bro.
Oh yeah. All right. It's like, Charlie, you're not gonna like log it down? No, you're good. Delete. But the funniest was this. I don't know. They told us to come check this guy's computer. He had just got hired on as a consultant from the United States. Middle-aged white dude. This fool, my colleague, would jump on. I was like, yeah, just go check out his computer. I'm gonna check his computer out in the same room. And then he looks up at me. He goes,
Oh no! He's like, he waves him
bro,
over.
his browser's open on the porn site. And we're like, and so I don't know if it clicked in his head, but he like does a real quick 360 and like he's rushing back to the desk, and he looks at us both, and we just look at it and he's like, "We got it." And he was like he didn't know whether to be like, he was just like, and then you know what I mean, we gave him the "you're good," and then he was like, "Oh, thanks, man, thanks." I was like, why would you do it at work, bro?
You call
Right.
IT and usually have a browser
You leave
open.
it open? Come on,
That's his
man.
kink.
Come
Watching people
on.
find out he watches porn. Oh yeah,
It's like,
that face.
He recorded
That
you
face
guys.
Forrest made.
it's so funny,
They're like,
man.
what the hell?
People would like, I'd go to like, they'd be like, "Hey, you think you can?" I had like the request, like, "Hey, can you put an extra hard drive into my computer so I can store?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Or like, if I had to order something for an office, there's always people trying to stick like a what do you call it, kid? External drive on there. And I'm like, I gotta justify what I'm ordering this for. No, when we put the others, like, but that's not part of your job.
Oh, you know the movies.
Granted, I was part of the problem because I was the one downloading all the movies for them, but
Oh, you know, I just need the next movies you're gonna give me.
bro, I used to have like a hard drive stack like this high, like just
Bro,
movies. I was like, it was crazy.
we
And
had to do that.
yeah, right.
We weren't
right.
gonna get the movies otherwise.
Yeah,
They weren't
exactly.
gonna come to the theater. They weren't
Nope.
gonna come to the rental places.
Right.
We're talking about regular movies now,
No,
right?
yeah, regular movies.
Okay, I'm like, what in the
Regular
world? This guy had hard drives? What the heck?
regular movies.
Okay, gotcha.
Especially
Sweet, glad to
anime.
clarify.
I think I had maybe I want to say like 4 terabyte hard drives just full of anime.
Dang, the terabyte.
Like
1,000 gigabytes.
If people would have stuck it in and been like looking for porn, they would have been disappointed. They would have been like, "Well, this guy's a fucking nerd."
It's like, oh no, it's that cartoon stuff. Watch.
Right.
Oh no, they're just
Right.
killing each other.
It's like, so you have any hentai in here? No, I do not. That's not what that's for.
No, this is the good stuff.
And people, if you don't know, like, because government, even Seth talked about this, I think, on their podcast. Government offices in American Samoa had all the bandwidth.
Oh yeah. Yo, he mentioned that when we went on theirs.
Yeah,
There's two.
so
He's like, yeah, me and Forrest.
we had, I would like in our office. So as a text, we'd have our own computers or laptops, whatever we needed to do our work. Most of the time, it was laptops because we were the ones going out into the field. But we had this like supercomputer that we had built ourselves, set in the office
Nice.
for that specific reason. And then we'd leave, and there would be like a whole bunch of things just downloading overnight. When we come back in the morning, everything would be done. But in Samoa, like if you're at home, that would probably take a few days to do at the office.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's like it was quick.
We had dial up through 2006, 2007. I graduated high school on dial up. Like I learned dial up in California, and then I went back to dial up right in middle school in Samoa. And that was slow. Definitely downloading anything, not happening. Like an article or a picture, just going line by line, slowly down the thing. That shit was real. Like that took forever. It was like an electronic fax, just slowly printing.
And that's when downloading music was cool. When like it was still dial up in Samoa, and we'd sell CDs. That's what we do in high school. But same thing, you'd have to just cue a whole bunch of songs and hope they would be done by the morning time to make the CD before you leave for school.
You catch like a bunch of errors and it stopped downloading. You're missing a bunch of songs.
What was it called? Sound Galaxy? I forgot. That was like the first one we used to go to.
Wait, what did you normally use?
Well, because that was before like LimeWire and
Napster.
Because so in Samoa it was dial up at the time, and you still had to pay for Napster. You know, that's why they were legal, because you pay for it. But so when like LimeWire came out, that was real big.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then Sound Galaxy. Then you just had sites like Dat Piff that you could just download off of,
That piff.
or yeah, Hot New Hip Hop, hot.com. They had all the like the hot shit on
The
it. So
Empire.
right. So and then yeah, it was different times. But by that time when like LimeWire came out, the DSL came to Samoa. So it was DSL and Samoa, and it was already like fiber optic in the States. But DSL for Samoa was like amazing. It was incredible.
Yeah.
You know, if you had DSL, like everybody was at your house trying to use the computer.
I was working at Blue Sky, and the tech guys, like, they were all gamers, but they could game
Right.
because they had the bandwidth to game.
Yeah.
But they were like the only ones on island that had the bandwidth to game. Like, you had to, like, I don't know, you had to pay for DSL, or, and even then it wasn't like the fastest. But
Yeah. Yeah.
those guys would be at the hub, or like at the like tech
At Blue
office
Sky, right?
place, and it's just like, yeah,
See,
we're gonna go play some Call of Duty, or we're gonna go.
you guys would play from there, and us at the college, we'd play from the college computer lab. We'd
Nice.
sneak in there in the middle of the night. We'd buy the security like food, and then he'd let us
That's-
in the middle of the night. Well, one of our guys was a computer tech. I'm not gonna name names now, but one of our guy was the lead tech at the college. So he like called us over and say, "It's cool. Don't forget the food." So we come, get the kids our food.
nice.
You know, he'd also be playing with us, but and then we just be entered into the computer lab, or we'd all just be playing Call of Duty. We also had a friend who had the keys to the. I'm not gonna say any names, people. Don't worry. If you listen and you're one of us,
It's like,
no
hey,
we had the keys to the Fun May, and their
oh
bandwidth was
shit!
fast. But we would play Halo in there, and we put it up on the big ass screen on stage, and so
Wow.
yeah. So
I've imagined playing video games at, what do they call it? The Turtle, the Lee Auditorium.
yeah, the Fun Me.
Yeah, the college would put on plays there. Like, they have a stage there.
Yeah.
There's plenty of room to set up chairs. Nice. That's like playing freaking video games at like
Like a movie theater.
the Moda Center, or like a freaking stadium. That's pretty dope.
Convention center. See, Mike, these are the lengths that we had to go to have cool things in American Samoa.
I know. I'm over here feeling like, damn, I feel very grateful. Like,
That's, yeah. And not until I went back to the States that I started like realizing that how much faster the internet and information was
man.
traveling.
The first time I traveled back and played Gears of War, and the way everything was moving so fast when we were playing online, when I first got back, I was like, damn it.
he's like, oh,
Right? Damn it.
Bro, that's dope. Oh man, yeah. Let's go to American Samoa and play video games. And
Yeah, so much better now. I promise. Everything it's so much faster now. They've upgraded a lot.
where did you guys get the food for the security guard?
Oh man. So during that time, we used to have this little it's like so you know how they have the dirty window pizza?
Isumu's?
Yeah. Oh, I love it that you remember. That's great. So we go to Isumu's. Mike, this place we stay open till like 4:30 in the morning. Clubs get out at 2 in the morning in Samoa, but
Just
it was like
food
right, and it was
everywhere.
like
Pick something, make a plate.
a fusion of like Samoan and Chinese food. So you'd have like
Yeah.
it's like buffet style. You go to the window and they have it there. You just ask. So they'd have turkey tail, like I guess you say big soy sauce turkey tail, the biggest fried chicken leg ever with just so much batter on it. They'd have chow mein, like fried rice and whatever, everything that isn't good for you. Like, oh my gosh.
And it's just off the side of the road.
Just on it's
You just
literally
pull up.
on the side of the road. Right. It'd be the equivalent to, I guess, a food truck here in the States.
Like a stationary, like it's there.
Yeah.
Like a stationary cart.
like bigger
Yeah.
than a hot dog cart, but smaller than a food truck kind of deal.
Yeah.
But it's also
exactly.
it also had like its own little closed
Eating
off
area
area
on the
for
side,
seating.
yeah.
Like it would have a couple, like you would walk into like a screened off area, and
Yeah,
then up another step to the window of the food.
Yeah.
I think they changed the name. it used to be Isumu's.
No, it was Isumu's. No one, even if they change the name, people still
That's
refer to it.
that's still what it's called.
And for everybody who doesn't speak Samoan, it would be sketchy. So I would never tell my friends from the States what it was because you wouldn't want to go to a place. Isumu means mouse. So, like, you know, I mean,
Oh,
you're not going to go to a place late at night. And, I mean,
You want to go to that rap restaurant?
right, exactly. So, but yeah, man.
Hey, they got some good turkey tail, and they're open until 3-4 in the morning.
That would be my plate. I go, I get 2 turkey tails, a fried chicken leg, and fried rice. Done.
Is that post?
especially
like,
after drinking too.
Oh,
that's what I'm
man.
saying. Is that post party?
It does. It does. I think you're muted.
So much.
Lance.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
There he is.
Post party.
Man.
Isumu's sounds better. Oh, I think my connection is tripping out a little bit. Let me know if you guys can't hear me again.
Yeah.
After bowling alley, after we would go to the bowling alley and get drunk at the
right down
club,
the road too.
So this is the mistake I made. We would always go parking lot pimping at McDonald's.
And then go eat at Isumu?
No. I didn't go to Isumu's. And now I'm thinking back. I was like, I should have been at Isumu's anytime I was out at 2:00. That definitely would have been the move. But instead we were like trying to get those burgers and see who's hanging out. Hey, where's the after party?
Right.
At McDonald's.
Trying to get more drunk in the parking lot of McDonald's.
Fuck
yeah,
times.
Oh yeah, McDonald's in American Samoa after the club looked like something out of ATL, where everybody's in the parking lot trying to hang out.
ATL the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked like after hours of Cascade, when Cascade's closing, everybody trying to get in their car and leave, everybody hanging out.
Bro. Yeah, that shit was a movie. We thought it was like, it was the biggest shit to us. It was.
Yeah, we made the best of what we had.
Shout out to the bowling alley and the lady that just took our money every week at the door and didn't ask for ID.
Hey,
it's like
19. You don't ask questions. You want to make money? Don't ask questions.
Don't ask no questions.
That's like everybody pulling up to Dick's right now in the city after hours. Is Dick's still 24 out there?
Nah, it closed at like 3, I think.
For real? Man,
there's only one 24-hour place that I really know of. It's called Aliberto's Mexican Food.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Which is strange. But I feel like they're trying to transition Seattle to a 24-hour city. 24. Yeah, so hopefully that happens soon.
I mean, I don't know. After they took over Capitol Hill the other day and had that shooting, I don't know. 24 hours is cool right there.
Right, it's too much. They don't pay the cops. The cops are slow.
Where they left, they took over the street. They had a street takeover, and the cops were just like, you know what, y'all have it then.
They burned down the police precinct. Shit was crazy.
That's crazy.
Oh, when they turned it into like the DMZ or something.
Called us a third world country.
During the Taylor Swift concert, because Celsius had an event, Capitol Hill, and they shut the street off for the event.
Oh yeah, the block party.
Right, the block party, and then the block party started to finish, but the cops were trying to have everybody vacate, but no one wanted to leave. And when the cops came in, they just started jumping on their cars,
street racing,
smashing the windows, and they were like, the cops they didn't want to do it, so they just left.
Yeah.
And then like
someone got shot.
I think the crowd started like jumping on the car and then like pushing it back,
jumping on the car, pushing it back, so they left.
If you throw if you are backing down a cop and throwing shit at them, that starts to enter the area where they're like allowed to like defend themselves and fucking shoot you.
Get
you
the
need
strap.
to don't think just because you're in a mob you can like fuck with cops. Like they can.
It's tough too because the cops know those fools are all strapped too. So if they open fire, that's just one big like war zone. Everybody's gonna start opening fire, which is what happened after they left and 2 people got shot. So
that's protect yourselves and don't give anybody any reason to.
What's your after hour spot, Mike, when you're out there in Seattle?
Ooh, my favorite spot. If I'm not gonna go to Dick's, that's such a weird, like, I can't believe that's our burger joint, Dick's.
When I first let me tell you, before you tell you, when I first got there, someone goes, "Hey, let's go eat at Dick's." What?
You want to eat what?
I mean,
Dicks.
anyway, yeah. Where do you go, Mike?
There's this place called Honey Court, open till about 3:30 a.m.
Yes,
in the
sir.
International District on 7th and Jackson. They have the best honey walnut prawns in the city, in my opinion. And they just have, like those Chinese restaurants that have like 400 things, and then like one guy in the back cooking it. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
The
yeah.
good
So
stuff.
that's what they got going on.
Yeah,
I also like there's a bowling alley around here that has really good salt and pepper wings.
Nice.
They are
Ooh.
not afraid to put MSG on that bitch, and I love it.
If you eat at a Chinese restaurant inside Walmart, you have to order that at every salt and pepper chicken, and it comes out like
Oh,
popcorn chicken, but it's just good.
yeah, man.
Anytime I'm on that side, like Federal Way though, like my after hour spot is California burrito, and this is my
Ooh.
order. I'll get you go there, you order carne asada fries, but you tell them if you can replace the fries with rice and ask them to add shrimp.
Oh my god,
Oh.
that's brilliant.
Oh, rice instead of
Ooh.
fries.
That's cool.
Man.
Oh my gosh, bro, you just put me on, bro.
Telling you,
I never
man.
thought of that.
I feel
Hey.
enlightened.
Shout out to my little sister, Della Walfusi, whose husband does most of my tattoos now. But we went one night and I said, you know what? And regular. She was like, what do you want? She knows. I was like, hey, just let me get carne asada fries. She goes, let me order your fries. I was like, all right, cool.
Oh.
So I was listening to her order. She told the lady, yeah, can we get 2 carne asada fries? But can you substitute the fries for rice? And can you add shrimp? And I was just like, huh.
Nice.
It's like a surf and turf rice.
My gosh.
It goes from a fork meal to a spoon meal.
And it's Mexican rice too. When we got to the house, bro, I was done.
Oh, whoa!
Sheesh.
All right. Yeah, Mexican rice is so much better than regular rice.
Yeah.
What do they got in there? Tomatoes? Spices?
Hey, whatever they have in it is good. So, like, my gosh. So, oh man, when we're in Hawaii too, I'm gonna have to show you. It's called rice konduli. I think it's a Micronesian dish, but it's super popular in Hawaii. It's so good.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to eat this weekend. I'm ready to eat in Hawaii. I'm ready to bring those meals home. Try to whip up some of that stuff.
Did they have barbecue at the food festival, Mike?
Yes, they did. There was like 3 different barbecue stands.
Oh, nice.
There was a Manapua, like strictly Manapua. They had the turkey tail one. They also had a pisupo one and just regular pork, as well as $5 half moon pies, which I was like, that's a deal. So popped a couple of those. Also got some Samoan pancakes, lumpia, fried Manapua, which I was like, damn, this. Whew. But they ran out of sauce for the lumpia, so I was kind of sad about that. So took them home, had a big bottle in the house. Got right. What else did I have? Oh, I had some with strawberry otai, which I'd never had before.
Oh, I've never heard. Yeah, I've had like mango, but never.
Shout out Heffa's otai. I believe they will be at Polyfest this weekend again as well. So definitely stop by. Like the 12 ounce, the smallest version of this. Strawberry was sold out like super fast.
Both them and Otai Kingdom, they sell out fast, man.
Yeah, I think it was like a 16 actually.
Yeah.
Like it was 16, 32.
Nice. Okay. This bottle of water, this small bottle of water, this like single serving is 16.9 ounces. Ooh. So it would be one of the full of this of
something like that, yeah.
Watermelon goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had some huli chicken that was on like a spit.
Oh yeah, nice.
So I was like, okay. And then they also had a lot of like fabrics to like make pulatasis and aloha shirts and stuff. I was thinking about making one, but I chickened out. I didn't want to take off my shirt.
Wait, were they making stuff there? They were measuring there?
Yeah.
Hey.
I was like, oh snaps, this is lit. And also the Push, the nonprofit that my sister runs, they had a booth and had some like wristbands, shirts.
What is the Push nonprofit?
it is just it's all about like inspiring. Push is like an acronym for persevere until something happens. So it's all about like
Hey.
check
Wow.
out John Gaines' story on it's on YouTube. He lived very tough life. I'm just paraphrasing. Don't come at me, John. Don't sue me. But like when he was young, his mom was like addicted to drugs, and he found her overdosed dead when he was like a little
Damn.
kid, and just kept pushing, and ended up like eventually got his doctorate, and now runs this organization that is just like trying to inject resources back into the community.
So,
So yeah, it was really
so
cool.
Nice.
you got
Felt like a famous person when I was walking through. I was like, yeah, I'm the brother of that guy.
As are you guys connected to the people that put on the festival? Do you guys know the event coordinators and the people who are
Wait,
that
which
were
Me personally, no.
yeah,
Them, probably. Like they out of all the vendors and stuff and sponsors, the push was the biggest logo on the shirt.
on the show?
It was like the entire back
oh
of the shirt for the Pacifica
Nice.
Food Festival was there. So I was like, dang, they must be doing a lot. They also had like senators, state senators, mayor. I was
Oh wow.
like,
yeah,
golly,
hell yeah.
okay. All right, we out here. And there's also a cricket tournament going on right across.
Oh yep. Yep.
So I was like, dang,
Okay.
I
it's
think that
active
was
over here.
that might have been the championship game because they've been having the tournament these past couple of months.
Yeah. My friend was like, my
Nice.
village is playing over there. And I was like,
In my village.
interesting. I wasn't expecting them to travel all this way, but I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
Nice.
Two of my very good friends are part of the people that put it together. We kind of grew up in Samoa together. Vince and Judy Ballinesian. So it was nice to see those guys out there. Judy was like a sister to us growing up. She lived with us with my she was my younger sister's best friend. So when she came to stay with us, she automatically became like a sister to all of us. So it's good to see that the event was good. All good stuff. I'm here. My sister was there. They loved my sister's my older sister. So Jerome Gray was probably the highlight of her festival. She got to see Jerome Gray perform. And then my nieces, of course, they loved Tanel was there.
Yeah.
So that was pretty dope. Glad you had a good time, man. Especially the food, man.
Last year was in the Tacoma Dome parking lot.
Yeah, yeah.
It was hot as heck, like because the concrete made everything hot. So it
Yeah.
being on grass this year,
Totally
it
different.
was like night and day. It was
nice.
a lot cooler.
Nice.
But yeah, I got there like 12-ish. And then I saw that Tanel wasn't going on till 8. And I was like, I don't know if I can stay here for 8 hours.
8 hours.
But I saw everyone's videos that stayed, and I was like, oh, sweet. And I believe isn't she gonna be at Polyfest as well?
She'll be there. She'll be there. That's
Sweet.
dope. Yeah, my nieces performed. They were part of the dance groups that were there, so they got to
Okay.
dance. My shout out to my nieces. So yeah, my sister's kids was dope. They're part of those dance groups, and that's dope too because things like that was give them the opportunity to get back into their culture. I mean, they grew up out here, so it's nice that they can learn things about the culture that they're living far away from. That's pretty dope.
Right, yeah, and that's also something I'm thinking of too. Like I need to have just more Islander Pacific, like Polynesian stuff around in the house. But also like festivals and events where our people are gathering and like
Yeah.
really meeting up, or these festivals. I think it's really good for the kid because if it's just up to me, I'm just staying at home and not doing enough like cultural events for her to like learn by osmosis. So I need to kind of like really throw her in, like
Right. So she can learn why she's a 6'2" light skinned kid.
It's just gonna be a giant just walking around like I'm
You
someone.
Then people will be like, "Why are you so tall?" Because I'm Tom. She gonna look like Katy Penny Winter.
Why
Bruh,
can
I
I
hope
dunk,
she
Daddy?
can. Yeah, I was like, I don't know, but please stop reminding me that you dunked before I did. Like, I'm never like, ah, yeah. She's
Hey,
hopefully she can play like KP. Man,
hey,
that's
shout
a
out to
shooter.
KP. She transferred out to NC State. She gonna
Wolfpack.
have shooter. She's a sniper for sure. Katie, good luck.
And then what? Wait, what is Katie Fiso up to other than that
Right.
celebrity All
She
Star game?
taking a little
And
break or
then
she's
what was it?
training.
So she just won the national championship for her AAU 17 under.
Oh, nice.
So
Keep
she
it
did
moving.
that. She got invited to the Chris Paul skill camp down in somewhere in California.
Oh,
So
she's gonna have Jordans that you've never had.
I know I've already accepted it. She's going way farther. But that's honestly that's the goal, right? Like I want them
Hell
to
yeah.
Yeah.
I set the bar at like just go to college. They're like, nah, I'm gonna go to college and they're gonna pay me. So sweet.
That's dope.
Then she's got her senior year coming up. Her head coach for her
Crazy.
high school team just became the assistant coach at Oregon. So
Oh wow.
there's a vacancy there. Hopefully whoever they get to fill the position will be able to take them back to the championship and then get the four-peat.
Damn.
And then my sister, if she wins, I swear, like if you win 3 state championships, she has to be the best high school basketball player in the state of Washington for girls, at least ever.
Nice.
So
Feel it.
I
Definitely.
think that's the goal right now.
Dang.
Oh, and she's also on the USA 3-on-3 team, which will be going to Hungary to play a couple games at the end of August.
Under 17 or just the
I think it's
under
it's either
18.
18U or 17U, one of the two.
Nice. That's dope. Man,
Yo,
yeah.
get it. Keep balling.
He's balling, yeah.
I like personally I'm always like just always ecstatic, elated seeing young Polynesian girls play ball. I coached back home the Tafuna High School's girls team. Was with the American Samoa national team as an assistant coach. So anytime I see stuff like that, I'm always just so happy. It makes me, then I can tell people like, yeah, man, I know Kate, even though it's just Mike. Even though how do you know Kate? Do her brother Mike. Don't worry about it. Don't ask those questions. Don't ask those questions. Just know. But that's dope.
Yeah.
And then like even Tahina Paupau, who unfortunately she transferred over to South Carolina. Not unfortunate for her because she'll be playing for Don Staley and the number 2 Gamecocks. But unfortunate for Oregon because they lost Tahina, but they do gain Katie Fiesel, so that's dope. They got another girl at Utah playing there who's Tiare and that's her niece over there playing in Utah.
Alyssa Peely.
Alisa Pili playing out
Yo,
there.
she been grinding.
Yeah,
She's ready for the season.
Again, unfortunate for the Pac-12 USC because she was there, but she didn't get no burn. And as soon as she transferred over to Utah, she turned into an All-American, first team All-American. Took those guys to I think their highest rank last year was like 3 or 2 in the country.
In the
So
Sweet 16.
they went to the Sweet 16. So young Tongan girl at LSU. I didn't know that until I saw she was pretty big for them in the tournament. And she has one of the most unique names I've ever seen. Her last name is Last Tier. That's pretty dope.
Say it again.
Last Tier.
Last year. Interesting.
See, that's what I was thinking, but it's hyphenated. So it's last hyphen tier, like the last tier drop.
The final level.
Right. I was like, yeah, your parents was just like, okay. But she's pretty dope. She was at LSU, so yeah, man.
Did you say Katie's going to Oregon? Did she commit to Oregon?
She verbal committed to Oregon.
Committed to Oregon.
She was like, so I could change my mind. And I was like, you better.
She waited for an NIL deal. Hey, Gonzaga might offer, even though they're ladies team, they're not the men's team, but I mean, you'd be proud to see her go to your school.
Yeah, definitely.
Honestly.
As a baller that's doing all these different things, especially at this young age, the opportunities, all the stuff that's going to come, endless. And that's great for her. Shout out to y'all and putting it together.
Yeah, I got my other sister at San Diego State, about to be a senior this year.
Nice.
And then she plays with a girl named Kylie Pepe out of Long
Oh,
Beach,
she's good.
California.
She's really good.
Yeah. So that's cool to have like
Ballers.
two poly girls on one
Yeah.
team.
When we're talking about it, shout out again to Des Ali and her game. They run clinics for uh elementary girls all the way to high school, girls that are getting into college,
Mhm.
giving opportunities because some of these girls, I mean, not every girl is gonna get the opportunity to get looked at by some of these bigger schools. So Des and her game are doing their absolutely best. They're doing an amazing job at showcasing a lot of these girls who don't get regular looks from certain people. They're all up and down California coast. So shout out to Des Ali and her game. Look them up on IG. This is her game. They're a nonprofit or they operate something like a nonprofit. So if you're ever looking to donate or help
Wait,
them
what?
out, you know what I mean? Uh, they're on a lot of resources, but they're making their way.
Yeah.
Their name's actually coming up pretty big a lot now in the basketball community all over the West Coast, which is real good because Des has been working her ass off to
Yep.
just do a lot of things, and you know what I mean. She's helping a lot of people out. So shout out to you, Des, and her sister Raina and Kristen, who are they're coaching at a high school. I forgot what high school. I'm so sorry. But they're
Hey,
coaches as well.
coaches. Nice.
Yeah, they're man. Uh, Destiny King, who's also helping with them. She's coaching at Jordan in California. So all these women, Polynesian women, man, just doing
Leading
great
the
things,
way.
pretty much leading the way. So yeah, man.
Love to see it. Continue, keep being great.
Continue,
You're
yeah.
doing great things. Just keep that joy of accomplishing and enrolling and providing opportunities for other people. And yeah, it's definitely dope to see. Good shit. Um, is there anything else before we start with shout outs that you guys wanted to hit from this week's topics?
Just if anyone out there is going to go to Polyfest, you can get your tickets online right now. General admission for 16 and up is $30. For kids 5 to 15, it's $20. I guess if you're under 5, it's free.
It's free. Yeah.
So there's gonna be a lot of 7-year-olds, 6-year-olds that are gonna be 5 on Saturdays. So
Hey, man.
If anyone
And,
asks,
and if you're
Uh,
thinking $30 and $20 is too much, it's well worth it. Just take a look at the lineup that's going to be there performing, and that's
who's
just the
on
performers.
stage? Who are you looking forward to seeing?
Latasha Lee. But the headliner is correct.
Blood rag.
Correct.
Nah, it's blood rag.
Man, you know what I mean? My man, he's out there. Had a song with Blast. He's been all over right now.
Didn't he perform at Rolling Loud?
Was that the
I
first
believe
Polynesian
so.
to perform at Rolling Loud?
Yeah, get it.
So he had a tour all the way out Australia, New Zealand. So he's the headliner, but everybody that's performing with him on stage they're great. I mean, gonna be great. One of the performers also is part of the Kalapu Northwest. Kelemi, he'll be performing. I'm pretty sure Shona Toki's gonna be there. So there's 2 stages. They had to put up a second stage to accommodate all the performers that are going to be performing. So $30, let me tell you, that's for what you're getting. Yeah, and that's not even mentioning all the vendors and the food people that are going to be there. So
that's what I'm saying, bro. To be able to be in that space where there's so many different artistic expressions and food and
Tasi
clothing.
1K. I'm excited for him.
Yep.
That guy's funny as fuck.
He is. You should listen. Yeah, if you have a chance, listen to Tasi 1K's podcast and listen stream his music. He's a
South End Siva too. Super down with him.
See, yeah.
And and if you think $20-$30 is like not enough, right? And you don't want to sit with all the peasants,
right?
You could pay $2,500 for a VIP cabana. Get all your friends, pool the funds.
Yep.
You'll have front row seats to these great artists performing, as well as probably shade, chairs.
Got a private
Whole nine.
section.
Yeah, I think it might be worth it. If I do cop it, I'll let you guys know. You can. I'll be like, those guys are with me.
Sounds good. We can use money from Katie's NIL deal.
Yeah.
Yo. Dang. Yo, yeah. Especially having that shade, that might be worth it all right there. But also, you're closer to the stage. You have your private area. I think you share like the backstage area with the artists. So
Yeah.
it's definitely, yeah, looking to putting the funds together, and then hit up DJ Loose Screws and Emerald Dynasty Entertainment and get those tickets and see you guys there on Saturday. We'll be the ones eating, trying all the different dishes, and just having like a potluck from. I want to order something from every food vendor. Like, what is your best? What is your best item? And they're gonna be like, it's the $55 item, and I'm like, what is your best $20 item?
I'm not sure if they're gonna do it like this, but at the Pacifica Food Festival, they were only really taking like Cash App or Zelle. So make sure you got one of those apps downloaded before you head over, just in case. I mean, obviously, cash is king.
Yeah.
But if they start wilding, be like, "Oh, I only take this." Be ready for that.
Do you guys have Zelle?
No, I don't.
I have Cash App. I definitely have Cash App.
Pay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Apple
yeah.
Pay,
Pay.
Cash App, Venmo. I have Wells Fargo, which uses Zelle, but I don't use Zelle.
I
The
also
last
have
thing I saw
PayPal.
about them, they like got hacked and all their information
wow.
leaked. So I was
Right.
like,
Oh.
nah, I'm good.
You guys remember that? Have you ever heard of Cambridge Analytica?
Yeah, the
No,
one that
is that
told us
familiar?
Facebook was snitching on us.
Right. Okay. So there is a civil, like, yeah, there's that lawsuit. I don't. It was from like 6, 7 months ago. I don't remember, but if you sign up for it, there is a payment that's going to be sent out to Facebook users that were active between 2007 and 2014. I want to say. But if you were an active user, you probably qualify for a payment in this lawsuit versus Facebook for selling all our information out to Cambridge Analytica. So I'm sure there's a link, or you can Google it, but I believe the deadline to file for it and put your name onto the payment list ends in like 3 weeks or a month.
August 25th.
Okay, yeah. So make sure to sign up.
This
make
might
sure to
be-
get your
wait.
name in there.
Time out. We might be careful though, guys, because this might be just
Ooh,
another
okay.
scam by
Okay.
Cambridge Analytica. They're gonna send you a check worth $7.
That's what I was just about to
To
do.
take your sign up info.
Yeah, and then they got your fucking name, your address, your
Look.
freaking bank account. The
Don't,
scam.
okay, right. Look into it. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, the more people that apply, the less money we all get. So
Right.
So it might, I thought about that, right?
Right.
I was like, well, the more people, the less
Pick-
money it's going to be
Pick
because
the
it's
one
a set
person from your
amount.
household. Yeah, pick one person from your household.
It's a set amount.
he speaks for us.
But also, I think if like 2 or 3 more people sign on, it's not going to hurt the overall. Like, it's not going to cut 50% from everyone. So I think, and I also think there's enough people already signed up that if we just tell our friends and family, it's not going to cut into it too much, but it will give them 100% of whatever that check is. So spread the word, or don't spread the word. Sign up, don't sign up, but look into the Facebook lawsuit versus Cambridge Analytica, and hopefully you get a check. And if you don't, I'll let you know how much my check was.
Yeah, I'm filling it out
whenever I
right
get
now.
it.
It's like you can get PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, direct deposit,
it was like, how do
prepaid
you want?
MasterCard.
It's like, I don't know. I think Facebook, an article also said that Facebook was even letting some users know in the app that, this lawsuit was happening. So it's definitely a legit thing, but make sure that the website or the link that you choose to sign up on is the
It's
Facebook,
legit.
or whatever program they're using. But yeah. The bath has begun, so I've got about 10 or 15 minutes. So let's do shout outs for this week. Appreciate you guys being on. Yeah, Mike, you got any shout outs?
Dang, I don't. Shout out to my homies that have been helping me with my golf swing. I freaking suck at
Oh,
golf. I decided that if I'm gonna go to this fantasy draft and there's gonna be golfing, that I should at least try.
Right.
I don't want to be a
participate.
freaking pansy or whatever.
You're just riding
So
along.
yeah, so I've been going to the driving range during the weekend. And yeah, I suck. I'm really bad. I can't even swing fully. I always stop like right here. I don't like bring it all the way. But I can hit it straight. And it goes like
Nice.
150, 200 yards, like 5 feet above the ground. I think I can just play like that. And
Yo, yeah. If you just know what your swing does, you can just apply that to whatever the situation is. And if it's consistent and going straight, that's a lot better than 90% of the people out there.
I
That would
friggin'
be
was
me.
borrowing a club at the driving range over here, and I banged it on the ground hella hard, and the head flew off and went out farther than the ball did. And there's like a guy driving around, and he like sees it on the ground and does a double take. Like, what the heck? So shout out to that guy who saw that, made me laugh. I was like, oh my god, so embarrassing. It
That's
was
super
tough.
funny.
But yeah, so trying to improve, getting better every week. Tournaments, or not, it's not a tournament, but playing 36 holes. And
Oh shit.
I've never played golf before, so
That's a
Oh
lot.
damn.
wish
That's a
me luck,
lot.
brothers.
Yeah, ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
d-
ibuprofen.
no, for real, that shit is crazy. Is this the oh okay, it's a bunch of different like landscape logos, but this is the freaking Space
That's
Needle, right? Or is
That
that
is.
the
Yeah,
Ontario
that's.
CT Tower?
Oh,
No, that looks like the one in Vegas.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. They have
I
the
think it's
Ferris
starting
wheel.
to kick in.
They have the Seattle Ferris wheel.
Oh, actually, I also have another shout out. Shout out to the homegirl Aubrey. It's one of my friends' wife. I never really met her before, but we had dinner yesterday, and she came over with a bunch of homemade edibles, all between like, and it was like 7 jars, like each with like 7 edibles in them. And I've been doing a detailed list of like what they taste like, how they make me feel.
Nice.
So there's like 6 different chocolates,
Chocolate.
3 white chocolate. It was like a cinnamon toast crunch kind of deal. And then she also made Nerds Rope weed edibles. I was like, golly, this is amazing. So shout out to the homie who I'm not gonna put her on blast unless I already
Yeah,
did.
you could.
But yeah. Thank you. I was geeked last night, and I took like 2 before we got on here, and
Yeah, I'm about to be geek
feeling
again.
righteous.
Nice. Shout out to edibles. Yeah.
The new wave, honestly.
Yo, for real. Yeah, and it's like definitely a lot more discreet than, open blow and blunts, which is also preferable in certain
Yeah, it's
situations.
fun too, man.
There are different methods for whatever the situation calls for weed. Nice. Yo, what a great coming over gift.
I know. I was so excited. I was like, because they text
Wow.
me like, "Hey, we're making edibles. Like, what should I make them?" And I was like, I ain't had an edible that really fucked me up ever in my life. They were like, bet.
Challenge accepted.
So I was expecting like
that's a challenge.
like a couple cookies, like a couple brownies, not like 15 different items, bro. I was ecstatic, and had one last night, and felt like my face was melting. It was amazing.
He said the face is just the good stuff. Nice. Shout out to them. Forrest, any shout outs this week?
Man, again, just shout out to all the wonderful people out here putting on for the Polynesian culture. Starting with our very own sponsor, Devasa.
Yay.
They were who did they travel to earlier? They were at a few events these past couple of weeks. Starting with the 4 days of Aloha and then up and down the coast of California. So
Indonesian Night Market by Samoan
Indonesian, and they were at
Solutions.
they were
Oh
just at
my
the
goodness. What a dope vibe that looked
right,
like.
right. It looks so cool. Who else was out there with them? PDP was out there with them, taking
Shout out
pictures, doing
Petey.
videos. So shout out to them, man. Again, there's Ali and all the sisters, Raina and Kristen, Destiny was doing a thing out there, Jordan, and then everybody out here that we know, man. There's a ton of food carts out here in Portland, restaurants that are all I'd say more Hawaiian themed, but they're doing their thing. So Polyfest coming up. Shout out to Jesse and Victoria Korea and Dynasty, Emerald Dynasty for putting on for the people again. Throwing Polyfest, which was so good last year. It's about to be even better this year. So shout out to Jesse and Victoria and their little family. So excited to be out there with everybody, man. Mike's gonna be there, Lance gonna be there. I have our other brother Teleno's gonna be out there with us. So it's gonna be a really good time. Really good time. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Amen.
Yeah, just to be outside, friends, like our
Friends and
people,
food.
like in
Yep.
the middle of our people, just like it's not something that's always available to me here.
Right.
Um or that, I personally don't take advantage of or capitalize on, but knowing that it's happening this weekend and that I've got work off, that we're set up, that there's going to be great food, there's going to be great music. Yeah, it's I'm looking forward. It's going to be a fun time. Shout out to you guys. Again, appreciate you guys for jumping on. Man, I know we had a bunch of stuff I didn't really line up, but shout out again to Loose Screws, Victoria, all them putting together the Polyfest live from Auburn this weekend, Saturday, August 5th. Holy shit, it's August. 2023 is almost
Tomorrow.
done, 66%. Man, shout out to Mac and Menamoli for putting on last Saturday, where a bunch of different artists were able to head into the studio and they were able to showcase different songs on Mac Bowley's IG Live. That
So
was cool. It's just another example of these spaces being created where we can really showcase, our art, our people, and that's good to know that those spaces are being created and used and being produced and performed by dope people, dope artists. So yeah, shout out to Pacifico by Design also for helping. I know they helped coordinate and put that all together. Naki, uh, who's their mom and the producer's producer, Yeah, shout out to everything that they're doing down there in the Bay. Also, shout out to the Utah Pacific Fashion Show. Um, I know Afa Alu, Mena Designs, some other different clothing artists and designers were able to put on a fashion show with all their outfits and models and walkways and photographers. That's also another dope thing that's happening. Yeah, we think about all these spaces that we want to create, and then seeing people, put the work in to turn it in from a dream to, a visualization to something that's real and people are participating in is great to see. So definitely want to shout them out. Also, shout out to The Rock for donating over $1 million to the Screen Actors Guild Workers Fund.
right.
Reportedly the largest donation they've ever received. And I know Forrest mentioned it in the chat. there's a reason that he made that big ass donation, but also shout out to him for providing for some of the writers and actors that are still on strike, trying to get um, a livable wage and something they can create with. But why do you think The Rock donated over $1 million to them?
So you can make 10 million when they start writing again. Definitely need money.
It's like, I need you guys to come back to
He's
work.
like, man, I need y'all to come back real quick. Here's a couple mil. Just we'll stretch it out.
Yeah. What is gonna happen with the freaking the writers and the actors? How much longer do you guys think that strike lasts?
Man, just like we were talking about the running backs, there's always somebody in the waiting. Might not be as good, but they're more willing. So that's the way of the world now. If you don't want to do your job, the people who are employing you, if they don't value you, they're gonna go find someone who wants to do your job. That's crazy. As crazy as it sounds, especially for the people who are out here like trying to just hustle for every dollar that they have, every penny.
Yeah.
And the fact that someone can just replace you like that and just really not care because they can is crazy. But that's the reality of it. If you're not gonna do it, they'll find someone else who's willing to do it for a cheeseburger. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna be the same show that you watch. I promise you, the writing's gonna be different, but
it's gonna feel a lot more stretched.
Right. But yeah. There's some dude right now that's been waiting to write a screenplay for a TV show his whole life. This is your time to shine, man.
Yeah, join a union and then stick with your union.
Right.
Don't scab. Enough. But yeah, I understand. People will do what they have to do to provide for themselves, to make the money. Do what you got to do. But yeah, that's our episode this week. Thank you everybody for listening. Appreciate your time. We will see you guys at the Polyfest or online at www.livasaislandapparel.com. Make sure to check out the posted collection that they got with all the different Polynesian and Pacific Islander postage stamps that are printed on a bunch of different clothing items that you can pick up. But yeah, episode 63 in the books. Thank you very much for listening. For Mike Fiso, for Stodelau, I am Lance Falitongo. Stay hydrated, stay blessed, stay ballin'. Love and light. Peace.